why you think there's not a lot of black people that play golf on the PGA Tour? What would be your reason why there are not a lot of black people that are PGA Tour golfers?
Because I don't think that golf before Tiger Woods was a sport that young black athletes.
Because many black athletes couldn't play on nice golf courses because they were black.
Okay, I'm sure that's part of it as well. But I think that it's not a sport that a lot of young black athletes wanted to play. And Tiger Woods changed that, obviously.
I think Tiger Woods may have made golf a little cooler, but
significantly more cool.
But Tiger Woods has been around for 20 years.
Yeah.
And there are still very few, just several people that are black that are on the PGA Tour. Harold Varner III, Tony Finau. There's a few of them out there. And the reason, JD, in my opinion, is the same reason why we don't see a lot of black hockey players, and that is this. It has nothing to do with the skill level. And by the way, it is extremely difficult.
Well,
Hold on, let me just finish. It is extremely difficult to become an NBA basketball player. Let me just finish, please. JD, you got to let me finish my statement, man. I didn't interrupt you. There are a ton, of basketball players that are black that are in the NBA, but it's not because basketball is any easier to become a National Basketball Association player. It has nothing to do with that. It has to do with the fact that basketball doesn't cost any money at a very young level to train and to compete. When you look at hockey and golf, it is simple, ladies and gentlemen. Make no mistake about it. You have to have money to play hockey. You have to have money to play golf. Yes, I'm sure you can find a few Tiger Woods organizations and some organizations where maybe inner city kids can learn to play the game. You're not going to have the best coaches. When you look at the PGA Tour, and I know this because I played college golf, I played college tennis, I played basketball, I played hockey, not at the level that these guys are playing at, but I can tell you right now, you cannot play hockey at a high level unless you've had money behind it. You just can't.
Your argument might work for golf. It doesn't work for hockey.
They're the same thing.
No, for example, you don't have access to an ice rink. Now, you do in Minnesota. You do in South Dakota. You do in other places in the Midwest, obviously. You do in some places on the East Coast. And those who are Eastern European descent have that cold weather in their origins.
You don't have to have cold weather.
I mean, I think a large part of it is the fact that a lot of African Americans just don't like to be on ice like that.
I disagree.
Okay, that's fine.
By the way,
you're more than welcome to disagree, Brian.
Hockey's an indoor sport, so I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, but in order to practice, you have to have an ice rink.
That's indoors.
You have to have an available. Well, sometimes, actually, in a lot of cases,
99%.
Like for example, in Minneapolis, or in Minnesota, there is a lot of outdoor hockey rinks because there is a lot of snow. Because the weather makes sense for it. Brian.
JD, just hear me out. 99% of organized hockey at the high school level, at the middle school level, and at the college level, 99% of practices and games happen indoors.
How many African American fathers before Tiger Woods were pushing their sons and their daughters to be golfers and hockey players.
This isn't really the debate. This isn't really the debate I wanted to get into.
When you're a young athlete, you're typically your parents or you have some member. Or you have someone that you see on TV that influences you to want to play that sport.
Right, listen,
that wasn't the case for Tiger Woods.
I get it.
And the same thing with golf and hockey. Well, I think you're trying to say that golf and hockey are in some way racist. I think that's what you're trying to say. Is that what you're trying to say?
Again, that is a completely idiotic thing.
Okay, if I could just finish, please. If you said that, that would be idiotic. I wasn't finished. You actually interrupted me there.
Okay, well, I didn't want to do a 20-minute segment talking about why you think black people don't play hockey because they don't like the cold. I wanted to do this segment to talk about why the NHL canceled games and why I think it's a good thing. And I just made a very quick point, which is this, and I'll say it again. I think it's a good thing that the NHL is what they're doing. There's not a lot of black NHL hockey players. I think it's a good thing. There's not a lot of, just like there's not a lot of black golfers. And it's not because black people don't like the cold. It's because it costs money to play hockey. And that is just a fact. When you look at the sports where it doesn't cost a lot of money, you'll see more African Americans there. It's not because black people can't be good hockey players. It's not because black people can't be good golfers. It's because it costs money and you got to play these sports at a young age. Anyway, I applaud what the NHL did yesterday. I think it's a good thing. And to hear people like Evander Kane and the Vegas Golden Knights' very own Ryan Reeves, he's, by the way, he is a great dude. Not only is he a really good hockey player and a great enforcer for the Vegas Golden Knights, this is a good thing. For all you people out there that think it's a horrible thing what the NHL did, and I'm never going to watch a hockey game again, maybe you ought to look yourself in the mirror, and maybe you better understand that a couple games that aren't going to be played, and that's what we're talking about, a couple games. The hockey resumes on Saturday. Same thing with the NBA. if it bothers you that much that you can't watch a hockey game or an NBA game for a couple days and you don't see the big picture here, and I'll be honest with you, I didn't see the big picture a few days ago until I talked to some people. If you're one of those people that doesn't see the big picture here, then you got to look yourself in the mirror, my friend. You got to look yourself in the mirror. This is a good thing. I thought it was a great moment of solidarity when you saw all these players come together. NHL, which has forever been a predominantly white league. And no, I am not saying in any way, shape, or form that the NHL is racist or the PGA Tour is racist. That is absolutely not what I said. That was crazy to hear you say that. The only point that I was trying to make is that it is more difficult for minorities to get involved with sports that are more expensive as a whole to play than a sport like basketball. Now, again, I'll say it one more time because I think it's important. I applaud Ryan Reeves. I think he's a great guy. He made some statements yesterday that were, obviously this is extremely important to him. And I think when he saw all of these white players, not just teammates who obviously support him,